Hey everyone, Sean from LendNet here. I wanted to talk about some stuff that I've seen in the industry right now in MCA. If you're an MCA broker or an ISO, you've probably noticed how the game is changing and fast, right? Um, Regulators are cracking down and your deals are getting stolen, and the leads you buy, they're worse than ever, right? Well, it feels like the industry's dying, and but the truth is it's not dead. It's just evolving. Today I'm breaking down exactly what's going on and how you can survive and thrive in 2025. So, here's the perfect storm. First, let's talk about the perfect storm MCA brokers are facing right now. In states like Texas, Virginia, and others, regulators are tightening the screws on like MCA activity. What used to be the Wild West is now a compliance minefield. You've got red tape, licensing requirements, and headaches that most independent sales organizations, which means ISOs, just aren't ready for. And then there's the day-to-day pain, the backdooring. You submit a deal to a funder, and then days later, the merchant starts getting calls from other brokers. Your deal's gone, and so is your commission. Um, and stacked or unfundable files. You finally get a file through, only to find the merchant like he already has like three MCAs and other debts that make your deal dead on arrival. So, and then there's also like the lead quality collapse, the SMS and email companies selling leads. Those are the ones that are like really compounding the problem here. They're selling the same old, like tired, beaten up records to everyone. When you ask for merchants doing $40,000 a month or more, they say they only have like a few hundred records, and that's insane. And then you've got to deal with like the difficulty of getting approved by funders, right? The best funders are like closed to new ISOs, so you're stuck with whoever will take you, often at lower payouts or higher risk of backdooring. Because of all of this, like some newcomers are actually calling the MCA industry a dead industry, right? But here's the truth. It's not dead, it's evolving, and the old way that you made money is dying. Um, so the old way versus the new way, the old way is where like most brokers are still running outbound playbooks that don't work anymore. Um, Buying like generic email blasts, like cold calling old UCC lists, or paying for like recycled exclusive leads that are anything but exclusive, right? What's the result? I mean, you're always starting on the back foot, pushing unfundable merchants through underwriting and wasting time. Meanwhile, the brokers who are thriving aren't playing that game, right? They're owning the customer relationship from the very first touch before a funder ever sees the merchant's data, right? Um, so here's the secret. When a merchant comes through your landing page, and the landing page is like the page where on your website you have like the thing, where like someone's gonna come in and they're gonna apply, right? So when a merchant comes through your landing page and fills out your application portal and talks to you first, you're in control, right? You set the tone, you build the trust, and you decide which funder gets the file. Um, this does three important things. Eliminates backdooring risk. So if you don't send merchant data to a funder until the deal is ready, no one else can steal it. Okay. Um, and then it also improves fundability. You can pre-qualify merchants, filtering out those buried in debt. Before wasting submissions. And then it also builds long-term trust. So merchants remember who helped them first, not some faceless funding department cold calling them, right? So this is actually how you fight backdooring in the industry, and that's a huge fucking problem right now. Backdooring. So there's another advantage to doing it this way, and it's called stickiness. Now, in the SaaS industry, like the SaaS startup industry, um, the SaaS, SaaS startups, whatever, software subscription startups, they have a concept called stickiness. So SaaS startups have been using this concept of stickiness for years to reduce customer churn. So they make their product sticky so that customers don't want to leave, right? So stickiness is like baked into the product. And you can do the same by creating a customer portal on your website. So basically, instead of merchants emailing you documents, they log into your portal to upload contracts and financial statements, track their application status in real time, or see their funding history and deal info all in one place, right? And when merchants log into your portal to manage their funding, they become stuck in your ecosystem. So it's like, you have your website, and then on the back end you've got like the portal, whatever, and then the client's gonna come in and they're gonna fill in all the information in the back end of your website. And so then they're like using your website to monitor their funding status and this and that. So that's the key right here. This is how you prevent backdooring. Okay. um, they're less likely to shop around or answer cold calls from other brokers because their deal data lives with you, right? So at lendnet.io, we can build this portal and integrate it with your inbound lead generation system. From the first click to the funded deal, the merchant never leaves your brand's orbit. Okay, so that's key in preventing backdoors. Now here's the catch: inbound lead gen for MCA isn't as easy as running a Facebook ad. Okay, financial services ads are heavily restricted and prone to bans or sky high CPMs. Most MCA brokers trying inbound ads get banned within days. Okay, so you're gonna see that most competition is dead. Like when it comes to running ads in this space, it's like dead because platforms don't want to host their ads, and then so basically it you know that's why it feels like it's dying, because they're not getting good fresh leads, and they're not able to get fresh leads because they don't know how to stay compliant in the space, right? Okay, so that's another issue. um, so that's why at lendnet.io we've spent years building compliance-based inbound funnels that work on channels where financial firms are not allowed to advertise. So we have like a certain way of doing things so that we can actually like run the ads on the platform. It could be Facebook, it could be some other platform. Facebook is the most stringent with that, so we have actually discovered how to like use lookalike audiences and all this other stuff with the specific platforms that usually ban people. Um, and so we use our proprietary data set of funded deals and clean merchant files to build an audience, and then we use that audience to market to that audience, and then we bring those audiences to your landing page and your client portal, and you're going to basically funnel them into your portal, and they're going to be sticky and they're not going to get backdoored. The key to preventing backdooring is to create stickiness with your client, with your customer. That is the key. Okay, it's not about like making a deal with the funder. It's not about like making it hard for the funder to like backdoor you or something like that. It's about creating stickiness with the customer, that client. Okay, that is the key, and you do that by doing this. Okay, so we feed our proprietary data set of funded deals into the AI models to find the best potential fundable merchants, and then we market to them in a way that passes compliance reviews. Okay, so the real game now, the MCA game in 2025, what does it look like? So what does winning look like in 2025? You got to stay compliant while generating high intent inbound leads. Okay, so get access to fundable merchants before anyone else, and the key is fundable merchants. Okay, that's the key, because a lot of merchants who come in can't qualify for anything because they got like 3 different MCAs already, you know. And that happens when you're running ads on platforms that don't like financial ads, so you get crappy data basically. Or it happens when you're buying lists from like shopped out broker, like you know those lists that like get shopped out to like 10, 20, 200 brokers, whatever the fuck. Those you get those types of merchants over there. Um, and so, control the merchant relationship from start to finish. If you're still relying on SMS blasts and recycled email leads, you're fighting for scraps. Okay, so this is the key. You want to control the merchant relationship from start to finish. And if you're still relying on that stuff like SMS blasting, it's not gonna last. It's just not gonna last. All the big ones, all the big ISOs are now running inbound marketing campaigns in-house. All the schmuck, new brokers who don't know what they're doing, they're buying lists still doing stuff that they were doing in 2015. And it's just like a gap is created between the people who do good and do well and the people who aren't doing well. So you want to stay on the side that's doing well, right? You want the inbound lead gen system here. You don't want to be on this side where you don't have any client portal, you don't have any inbound system to bring leads in, you don't have any systems at all. You're just like all over the place. You don't want to do that. Um, so, the brokers making real money are the ones with clean, exclusive inbound leads protected from bans, backdooring, and dead files. Okay, in 2025 and beyond. It's gonna get worse. Okay. Um, if you want to win in today's MCA market, you need to evolve. Okay, you need control, compliance, and clean inbound leads. At lendnet.io, that's exactly what we built for you, an inbound lead gen system that attracts high revenue merchants, keeps you compliant, and puts you in control of every deal. If you want to see how this can work in your business, reach out and let's talk. Don't forget to like this video if it helped. Subscribe for more MCA marketing insights, and drop a comment if you want me to walk you through building your own portal and inbound system. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.